to go down for all our foes. It's time to watch the greatest show. The round table flick brings all the news, all the heat for all the you. From Raw to Dynamite and SmackDown too. Now tune in and play some trivia too. The round table pro wrestling podcast is on, so tune in. The round table pro wrestling podcast is on, so tune in.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Usually I come on this stream and I got some funny little antidote or I got like some really cool stuff that I would say, but today is not the day for that. Today is the day that we are celebrating. That's right. Today is the day we're celebrating the life of one Bobby Horne. You may know him as Sir Mo. This is Jason Maldonado right here, owner and proprietor of Sword Championship. Sorry, my brain is really messed up right now. Lit Pro Wrestling, and he is one of the founding fathers of the OIWA. Plus, I would like to say that he's like a brother, and he's one of the most top guys. Best friends, guys from you know what I'm trying to say. I've never been more choked up on the podcast in my damn life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
So yeah, we're talking about this, and looks like Jessica's trying to get in. So she said into the car. So yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about it a little bit, man. A lot of people don't know a lot about Mo. He's been around for a long time. The guy has been on the indie scene. The guy has been in the WWE. The guy has helped so many people.
A lot. Yeah, a lot.
It's crazy.
I knew he did a lot, and we had a lot of conversations over the years. But in the short amount of time that he was just in Texas, that was what, 10 years maybe. I don't even think they ran the whole 10 years as far as shows go. There's a lot of Texas guys that were coming out and saying, he did this, he did that. He had a lot of handprints on a lot of young talent, which is amazing. And even just people that were learning about the business. He was always willing to help somebody learn about the business. And that was because that was one of the main things that he always told me. He was like, when him and Mabel went to WWE, they were fired like 5 times and hired back. Nobody really knew about, because nobody taught them the business. They taught them how to wrestle, but they never taught them like the do's and don'ts of the business and etiquette and how to play the game. And that's a big part of how to stay at that top company. And he learned that over the years, and he was always willing to share that with other people. So yeah, I met him in 2018 through a Twitter exchange with Jesus Rodriguez, or Ricardo Rodriguez, formerly known as. Mm-hmm. And so shout out to him, because I always tell him, like, bro, like, if it wasn't for him, I never would have met Mo. And he was kind enough to even answer a simple question on his Twitter when for a fan, that he didn't have to do that. So I always give him credit for introducing me to Bobby. And
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So yeah, I think I was sitting the other day and I was just reflecting, and I've had many people pass away that I was close to over the years, and grandparents and friends and things like that, and none of them really hurt as much as this one.
It hits differently, man. Like, You
And
know,
I think I figured out. I think I figured out why, for me personally,
mhm.
uh, why it's different, and it comes down to it's like Jessica said in another podcast. You can't really talk about Mo, and as far as as far as the Maldonado family goes, you can't really talk about Mo and speak about Mo without bringing up AJ. And I'm I really feel 100% that the reason why it bothers me so much and I care about it so much is, as a parent, nobody nobody's ever going to take care of your kid as well as you do. Doesn't matter, to your standard. Nobody's ever going to love your child more than you do.
Solid 100%, man. I get it. I totally get
And
it.
and when it comes to AJ, Mo did that for me.
I understand that. Do you feel that like when we talk about like most history, like how many people he's touched in this industry, like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Let's talk about like me and you were just talking before we came on the air. Like I looked at the donation list. There's $11,330 that has been donated. Okay. 51 comments from 96 donors has been shared 58 times. You got guys like WWE, AEW, WCW, like legend Chris Jericho donating money. You got you got the Roundtable for Wrestling podcast donating money. You got people like, you know, just people donating thousands of dollars. People, and like I'll be honest, I donated anonymously for two reasons. One, because I don't want my name to have to be out there. Like
Same.
it's not for me. It's not that wasn't for me, you know. And
Right.
for two, because this is to glorify what he's done for other people. I mean, dude, the guy's been around. The guy's been doing things for people since day one, starting back when him and Nelson made their WWF debut. You know, these guys, like you said, they got fired a bunch of times, man. Um, you know, from the USWA, from the, working matches in North Carolina for Pro Wrestling Federation, doing the Harlem Nights gimmick where they, he started like 1991,
Right.
doing that gimmick, was
And
was
that's
in WWE for like 3 years. Then he left, came back, took a trip back to USWA and Tennessee, the guy's helped so many fucking people, and it's crazy to think that, like, me as an individual, when I was at my lowest, and I didn't feel that I was like, I felt like I was done with the business. I felt like I had nothing else left to give. I wanted to give up, and Bobby sat me down and was like, "Hey man, look, you gotta get your head out of your ass. Like, you have so much to do. We got work to do, and you need to get that work done." And even when I felt like I didn't have enough confidence in myself, or I didn't have enough faith in myself, he did. And he did that with every person. I sat here for a week and I looked at every person's post. Every time someone posted something, it was like we were all like sitting in a room talking about what he done for all of us. And it's like the same thing over and over and over again. And he never once asked for anything in return.
right.
That's the most unselfish thing. Like, dude, like you said, no, and I'm a father. I understand what you mean by no person will ever take care of my kids better than I can. But I felt like Mo did that for a lot of people. Like, he legit became, like, I hate to say it because he was only 5 years older than me, or 7 years older than me. But he became everybody's dad. Like, he literally became everybody's dad. I look at what Denise's daughters have been saying about him, and Denise's daughter has been posting that, and I tear up every time I fucking see it because that's how I feel. Like 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you said, like you mentioned earlier, they started training in 91, and in 93 they were making their debut for the biggest company ever. Who does that?
Exactly. Who does that, bro?
You know, and have a decent run there. You know, amazing debut. You know, I thought, looking back on it, and I go back and I watch some of that stuff, I thought Vince did a good job as far as, you know, putting them out there and showing the world what they were capable of. It's like Dante mentioned in his post. You know, we got to start giving people their flowers while they're here.
Exactly.
Because while WWE did a nice article about them, you know, and I appreciate them, like, why was it until now that you didn't get the acknowledgement?
Oh, Jessica's mic is so bad.
Why they were never acknowledged as the tag team champions until now? You know, that was always something that they just kept hush hush. And I know it was only for a couple of days or whatever, but you look back and I saw Drew McIntyre win the title and lost it in 5 minutes.
You know, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about when it comes to that. We'll go a little bit of Mo's career.
But he going into his career, I mean, you know, I was happy that they acknowledged also the fact that he was in the original Nation of Domination, and a lot of people don't realize that there was a whole nother Nation of Domination before it was ever even a thing in WWE, and he was part of that. You know, he helped create that, and you know, he was an amazing storyteller, writing stories and angles. You know, could get the fans invested in his product, and he did such a good job with that. I would not be at all anywhere in what I've done, you know, as far as promoting and things like that in this business, if it wasn't for him. He's the one that set me up. I mean, he set me up with everything.
You know, I met Bobby through the AIWF. We were all part of the AIWF, and he was running a group of AIWF for Texas with a guy named Mr. B. Mm-hmm. And we were so like I just got added to a group text one day, just a random group text, and Bobby was in that group text, and he asked me, he said, "Hey, are you sick and tired of dealing with the bullshit?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "Good. And what we need to do is we need to have a phone conference. We're going to set something up, me, and a couple other people, and we're going to build it to where we ain't got to deal with the drama, the BS, the racism, and all the other bullshit that goes on in professional wrestling." I said, "What do you need me to do?" And we had a conversation, and the conversation spawned the OIWA, a group that I'm 1,000% proud to be a part of, because it's brought me a family that I didn't have before. It brought you and your family. It brought the Southern Extreme Wrestling family. You know, it's brought me family over in the UK.
Right.
You know, but more importantly, it brought us all together. And I think that's what Mo wanted. I think Mo wanted people to come together and to grow and to build something, you know. And for me, I sit back and I think about all the things that Mo would have wanted. And you and I talked about this the night he passed away. You said Mo just wanted people to remember him.
Yeah.
There is no way. And that's the reason why this banner is back here. That's the reason why it's there, because Mo and I sat down one day and we were talking about me quitting. I had a very bad breakup with my former business partners. And it was to the point where I was like, man, I'm fucking done with wrestling. And Mo sat me down and talked to me for it was a good 2-3 hour conversation, which is really long for Mo, you know, on the phone. But it was a real long conversation. And then at the end of the conversation, I said, "You know, Bobby, I'm going to always be a Bobby Horne guy." And he said, "Boy, I'm a BJ Darton guy for life." And, you know, we joke like that. I always tell Bobby at the end of the conversation that I love him. And the simple fact that he sent that text message to me, and the day he died, I had gone back through my text message or my Facebook messages with him, and I realized that one of the last things he said to me was he loved me. And right above that, he had posted, he had sent me a text that said, "Hey, remember I'm a BJ Darden guy. You gotta get your ass up, and you gotta make it work. Hey, and you need to call that Boys and Girls Club up in Washington and run a show for us." I was like, "All right, Bobby, I'm on that. I promise." Sure enough, man, that was the last game. He was in the hospital when we were having these conversations right before he went under. And I remember things like that because it's those little moments that he used to, like, he used to impart these little things and say these things to you, and you didn't think about them at the time. But then you sit back and you're like, wow, that's what he meant by that. Or, wow, like he really said that to me. I ain't a mark for anybody. I've been in this business 31 years. I've met everybody and anybody there can be. But I always seem to like kind of mark out a little bit for Bobby. I know it's weird. And I think I did that because he genuinely cared about everybody he encountered. And you and I both know, Jessica, I'm pretty sure she knows this as well. There aren't that many people in wrestling that you really can bond with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I always tell people I have a lot of buddies, I have a lot of associates, I have very few friends.
Right.
But I have very few family as well. And Bobby was at the top of that list. So let's talk about Bobby's some of Bobby's achievements. Little do you know, people. Bobby was born April 13, 1967 in Monroe, North Carolina, where he wants to be buried next to his mom, right?
Right.
Okay. Bobby's had just like me and just like any other professional wrestler, Bobby's had an assortment of wrestling names. BJ Awesome, Bobby Knight, Marley Pride. People don't remember that Marley Pride was a gimmick where he feuded with Mabel for a brief time. He came back to WWE on some dark matches as Buzz. Obviously, Sir Mo. Rob Harlem was another name. And you talked about it earlier. We're going to talk about it right now. The original Nation of Domination, his name was Sir Muhammad.
Sir Muhammad.
It was actually a pretty cool thing. But a lot of people don't realize, man, and this is crazy. Mo was 6'1", 285 pounds. I'm 6 feet tall. And Mo didn't seem that tall to me, but, that's just me. But Mo was trained by some heavy hitters in professional wrestling.
Yeah, Gene Anderson.
Gene and Ole Anderson, two of the Anderson brothers, the originals of the Four Horsemen, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And another guy that I got to know before he passed away, Ivan Koloff.
Ivan Koloff, yep.
Like, can you imagine being trained by all those dudes, man?
Yeah, I don't think I could be. I don't think I could handle it. I mean, that was tough training there.
Not only was it tough training, but it was training where people knew. If you just say, "I got trained by Ole Anderson, I got trained by Gene Anderson," you were a goddamn good worker.
And what's crazy is a lot of people don't realize he trained Mabel.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to either. He was. They told him because I guess Mabel came for the tryout. He did the tryout, but he didn't have any money, and so they told Mo that don't train him because he ain't paying for it. And Mo was like, "All right," but Mo had a key and was paying the rent on the building that they were training in, so he'd get them in there before and after the trainers were there, and was training Mabel. Yeah.
When someone has an influence, a reach of you will. Their positive energy becomes infectious. He sounds like an infectious person with a big heart. Yes.
Tons.
Throwback. Tons.
That's 100%.
The guy will get the shirt off his back for you.
He literally will do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we're gonna go over a little bit of Bobby's history. Bobby made his debut in 1991. Found himself teaming with Nelson Frazier. A lot of you guys know the name Nelson Frazier, but that was King Mabel, Man on Mission, all that cool stuff. They wrestled for a Pro Wrestling Federation. They were like they were like the kayfabe half brothers. You know what I mean? Like they in this industry, like you can say you're half, like Arn Anderson's not really an Anderson, but he got adopted into the Anderson family, like that. So they became known as the Harlem Knights, where Bobby was Bobby Knight. That sounds like a fucking 70s R&B singer's name, Bobby Knight. Yeah, so they were managed by gorgeous George South. Believe it or not. They won the PWF tag team titles. Then they both worked 2 WWE matches before they got signed. Bobby worked with Jim Brunzell of the Killer Bees to take on the Beverly Brothers and the Mountie. Back in '93, the Harlem Knights were moved to the USWA, which is a company owned by Jerry King Lawler at the time. They feuded with Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler. Then they got signed to the WWE, or I'm sorry, the WWF at the time.
Yep.
Spring '93. They made their debut there. They were repackaged as faces. Now, I'm gonna put this out there because me and Bobby talked about this one time, and he told me I was stupid. But yeah, it's the truth. Mo, Mabel, and Oscar were the original New Day, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
No, 100%, man. There's like there's a lot of comparisons there for New Day. New Day, they did wonders, but there was a lot of influence, from Men on a Mission.
I think it's funny how Bobby would always tell me, "Man, you stupid. There's no way. Ain't nobody gonna believe we was like the New Day before the New Day was the New Day." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys were the New Day before the New Day was the New Day." So, yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And you ain't here to tell me I'm wrong, so yeah. Like I said, so it's funny. We on this podcast we do a lot of shows, a lot of streams. We do a trivia night, and one of the trivia questions was, it was like a picture, and it was like, which doink was this? And it was like three different pictures. Then it was like a picture of Mo dressed as Doink, and I fucking laughed so hard because like when I saw it, I was like, Mo gonna get pissed at this. So I called Mo and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" He was like, I'm over here at the school watching these kids work out." And I was like, "Hey man, I want you to look at this real quick." And I sent it to him. Dude, he laughed so, and that laugh of his, bro, he laughed so goddamn hard. It was ridiculous. But I remember things like that because it's funny how he was always he wasn't. To me, Bobby was never like serious.
I've seen him serious a few times.
No, I mean he was serious, but he just wasn't serious. And I do remember him getting a little. I've only seen Bobby get maybe upset maybe once or twice, but he always told me to let that shit go because
Yeah, I've seen him upset a few times.
Oh, I bet you have.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stories I could share them off the air.
Yeah,
trainees that didn't want to work out right. People being assholes at the karaoke bar. We almost got into a bar fight. Me and broke down Mo.
Wait, what?
Bro, we almost stomped the shit out of this guy, man.
My god.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. There was a lot of people there that night too that saw it. It was just somebody just being just rambunctious and
Oh man.
Just over the top, just being an idiot. But
I mean, yeah, I just think that I've always seen Bobby as a really carefree, outgoing guy.
Yeah, the majority of the time he was. Yeah, probably about 98% of the time he was.
Yeah, about that. Tell us some
I used to make him laugh,
Bobby.
though, bro. Oh my gosh, man! I always used to make him laugh. He'd be trying to have a serious conversation, and if you ever hear Denise say, "Oh man, it's Jason with them jokes," it's because I was always throwing a joke, like somehow, some way, making some I mean, he used to tell me, he's like, man, you're the only one that can mess with me. Like, as I would, I would go in, like some jokes I would go in, like I would just be making fun of him, you know, when he had the ileostomy in, going on when he first got it. Man, I used to crack on him. Just, it was all out of love and trying to lighten up the situation, because here we are, we're in a situation where we're trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to, you got to go on with life, but it with what he had going on at that time, and life's a little bit changed up a little bit for him, and he would be down on himself sometimes, and then I just have to come in there with some joke, and he'd be like, you motherfucker, so, man. And then, like, oh my gosh, man, I could either get him cracking up laughing in the middle of a show, or I could get him hot in the show. Like, if we'd be watching from the side, we'd be watching the show, and I'm looking at something, and I'm like, man, why they do that? Why did he do that? That didn't make no sense, man. Who? And then once I would start saying stuff like, I look over him and be like, bro, who booked this shit? Like, and I knew it was him. Man, he just, when he went quiet and he just stopped me, I started asking him questions, or he'd be responding with,
Yep. I know that.
Yeah. That man, he was starting to get hot, and I knew I always knew I could get him one way or the other. But just as fast as I got him hot, I could get him down, bro. Like, I could just say, well, it was this and that, and just throw some joke in there, and he'd be like, you motherfucker. Oh. So, yeah, it was, man. I used to,
up in here.
and I used to rib, dude. Oh my gosh. So we went on this little journey from Little Rock to Monroe, and we're going out there to get his Mustang, and we get all the way to Atlanta, and I'm it's my truck and my trailer, right? We go all the way to Atlanta, and I start having issues out of the truck, and we break down in the middle of the traffic, the rush hour traffic. It's bad traffic in Atlanta all the time anyway.
Oh yeah.
Rush hour traffic. And we're sitting there for a while. And this is early. He's maybe 3 or 4 years into the kidney replacement. And so he's on this medication, and he's like, bro, I hate to tell you this, man, but I gotta go. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I gotta pee, man. I gotta pee bad. And I'm like, well, what you want to do, man? I was like, we stuck here. We can't move. Like, we're on the side of the road, and it's like hours. I'm talking about hours, bro. Hours of traffic, just solid traffic. And he's like, man, I don't know what to do. I can't hold it. I said, I got you, man. This is what you need to do. At this point, it started off in the daylight, and now it's dark, right? That's how long we was sitting there. So I go, here's what you need to do, man. Just walk out front, and I'll pop the hood, and you push the hood open on the truck, and you just stand as close as you can to the truck, and you just go. Like, I was like, ain't nobody
pissing on the radiator.
It's dark. You just go ahead. And he was like, you think that'll work? I was like, man, I know that'll work. I've done it before. He was like, okay, yeah. It sounds like I could do that. So he works himself out there. He gets out there. He opens the hood up, and he's standing there. I had to, bro. I flipped the headlights on and started honking the horn. Oh my God, bro! I could hear him yelling, "You motherfucker! You motherfucker!" Oh my gosh, man! He got back into that truck. He was so hot, bro. He was like, why the hell you do that, bro? I was like, that shit was funny, bro. Like,
Oh my God.
man, I was like, hey man, but on a good note, like, I don't think I've ever seen you move that fast since you've been out of WWE. He was all, man. I just kept going in on him, bro. It was just one thing after another. That was such a. The situation for the trip was shitty, but it was so much fun because like we broke down in Alabama or in Atlanta on the way over there, and then I got the truck fixed, and we make it to Monroe. I meet all his family. We load the car up, and then we spend the night there, and then we head back the next day, and we get back, bro. We get back to the same damn spot that we were at when we broke down on the way over there. We break down again in the same spot, bro. And I'm freaking out, bro. I'm freaking out, and he's so cool about it. And I'm like, bro, how can you be so calm about this? And he was like, man, because I got the best mechanic with me right now. And I was like, really? Because we broke down on the side of the road, and I can't get this
again.
But yeah, we're sitting there and we're sitting outside of, and I'm like, well, what do you want to do? He was like, shit, I'm cool, man. I'll sleep in the truck. I'm good. And so I end up getting a hotel room and we walk over there to the hotel. We stay in the hotel. We're in there for a couple of days, and man, we just had so many conversations that I learned so much about him. I learned that one of his favorite movies, man, is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh my God, no!
And
the original or the
original,
okay.
the original one. And he sat there in that hotel room, man. And he watched that whole movie, and he sang every song, every song that came on. He knew every single word, and he just loved that movie. We just, man, The breaking down part was crappy, but it's definitely a time I'm always going to cherish because I got to know him so well, and learn a lot of different things about him, about the business, about people in the business, like secret stories that nobody else knows about, and now I see him and I meet him, like big time WWE stars, and I might meet them now, and I'll be like, they'll be talking to me, and the whole time I'm like, yeah, I know all about you.
Yeah.
I know all kinds of stuff about you. Probably stuff I shouldn't really know, But yeah, he taught me so much, and he loved me a lot, and I loved him too, and we both knew that. And even like I said, the last text message that we had with each other is just that. It's as simple. I love you, and I love you too. And then after that was at the beginning, like in the middle of September. After that, I just started calling. I would call Denise, and she would put me on speakerphone, and we would talk all the time. But yeah, I miss him a lot.
I know, man. When my mom passed away, I was in like a real dark place, and just randomly, bro, Mo fucking just called me, and he was like, "Hey, you got a few minutes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He told me the whole story about when his mom passed away and how his life completely changed. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said he dedicated himself to building himself up in his business because he wanted to make her proud.
Yeah.
And that really hit hard with me because, like, my mom, when she was declining in her last years, she was in a home, and whenever I called to talk to her, she'd be like, "Oh, it's my son, the wrestler," on the phone, and I go visit her. "Oh, this is the son, the wrestler that she's so proud of," and it was so crazy that like she talked about me so much that I didn't even realize it. And I was talking to a couple of people that knew Mo, before I did, and they were like, "Yeah, he talks about you a lot." And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
What do you mean he talks about me? He goes, "Yeah, he says you're his West Coast boy, and you're like his son. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize all that. And then I start going back through all the messages that he would always text me. And I'm like, God damn, like, and I sit back and think like he was more of a dad to me in the last like 5 or 6 years, and my dad was in the 51 years, It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know like Dante will probably feel the same way. I know AJ will feel the same way. I know Jessica feels the same way. I know Kelsey Marie, who lives in Washington, she same thing. Like everyone that I talk to feels that same way.
Right.
And it's wild that one person literally can he affected so many people.
Yeah.
In the industry, people that don't even like know him personally. Like I was like last night, I was online and some guy was on Whatnot, and he was like selling a whole bunch of wrestling figurines, and he was like, "I'm going to donate the profits to the family." So when I saw that, I was like, "Do you know him personally? Like, I need to know, because if you're trying to rip the family off, you're going to get a fucking it ain't going down, bro." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I do." And I talked to Denise this morning. Like she messaged me like at 4 a.m. And I guess the guy does know the family, so I was about to hunt that motherfucker down because you don't fuck with my family like that, bro.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things too, and I thought about this the other day. I was really upset, and Jessica was really upset. AJ was really upset. I know Dante was really upset. Everybody was so upset about it. And I also have that in my head that it's because of him. I'm not alone in that. Like all of us, we're all going through the same exact thing, So there again, he still manages to keep his people together, and we all know that we're all going through the same thing. And what's crazy is we all had different relationships with them, and and it's one of those things. But like I said, I put it in a post, and I told him to his face, I got two heroes in my life, my father and him.
I totally 100% can concur with everything you just said.
And like I said, because I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute because I got to go back to teaching. But for me personally, I think one of the reasons why I was so close to him and him being gone now is it really hurts so much. Was like I said, nobody, when you have children and you're a parent, nobody's going to take care of your kids as good as you do, up to your standards. Nobody's ever going to love them up to your standards.
That's right.
And Bobby did that for me with AJ. Like 100%. The way I love AJ is the way Bobby loved AJ. And and that's just me personally. I'm sure everybody else, has a different thing, but that was my thing. But I'll definitely have to come back on and talk some more. We'll have to schedule this up because I know Dante and I got all kinds of stories that we be just talking and keep people laughing for hours, man. Because we probably together. Oh my gosh, man, we probably put that through some hell with some with some jokes. Like, oh man, I like, and he let me cut all kinds of jokes on him because he would be like, yeah, something, a little Mexican, he'd just be like something like that, and I'll be like, yeah, well, what's that? He'd be wearing a crown.
Walk through the locker room during the Bobby Walk.
Oh yeah,
doing that Bobby Walk, picking up the bricks.
Yep. He'd be wearing a crown, and I'd be like, man, what size is that crown, bro? Like 6X, like, bro, that crown is so big, it got stretch marks on it. Like, just give her like craziness, man. He'd be like, then that's when I would get that, you motherfucker, go, you motherfucker.
Man, why y'all fuck with Bobby so much, man?
because it was fun and he let me. That's why.
Oh, you talking about this right here? This crown right here?
Probably.
I remember one time I was like, "Hey man, send me a picture real quick from my caller ID." Motherfucker, send me this one.
All right, I gotta
stop
go.
that.
I gotta go, but y'all have fun, and I love you guys, and I'll definitely get back on here, and we can chat some more.
100%, man. You know, it's all.
See you later, brother.
Bye, guys. Bye, baby. Love you.
Love you too. Oh, you talking to Jessica? My bad.
Right. Aaron has joined us. Hello, Aaron. How are you doing today?
Hey guys, how are you?
I mean, we're doing the best we can.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool.
So Dante, give us a little bit of love real quick. Tell us some Bobby stories, man. Dante, can you hear me? I don't think Dante can hear us anymore. Okay, Aaron, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, Aaron, tell me a little bit about your relationship with Bobby and how it came about.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started, I would say, a little bit more than a year ago. It was actually just a request for a working relationship, and he was really quick in answering. So actually, I was a little bit surprised that he was so quick with that. And yeah, from that time on, we get along pretty good with each other. So, and that's how we start the relationship with Fightback and OIWA. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy because I mean, you guys know him. He was easy to deal with. So yeah, it was always easy to communicate with him. Yeah.
What are your fond?
So that's how it starts.
Give me a fond memory of you and Bobby's relationship.
Yeah. So I remember a story when he was in Germany last year. So actually, I think it's more funny when you were there, but it's still funny to talk about it. He was sitting in the lobby of the hotel, and I guess it was me. My partner Joe was there, and yeah. Out of nowhere, Laser Saint came into the lobby, and Mo was sitting across the room from him, and Elijah was not seeing him, and he shouted through the whole room, "Hey, yo, my man, Irv!" And his wife was next to him, and hey, Mama Irv, you're here too, because nobody knew that he was on the trip as well. So. Still to this day, when me and Joe are together and somewhere across the room, we shout out, "Hey, my man, Irv," but nobody knows the reason why. But for us, it was pretty funny. I mean, again, I think it's more funny when you were there. But yeah, for me, the most important part of that trip was that he was trying to do everything to came over to Germany, and even at this point he was not in a good condition or not in a good shape, but he did anything or everything he needs to do to make this trip. And I talked to him. I said, "I really appreciate that you're here, but nobody would be mad if you can make." And he said, "No, Aaron, there's no way that I will miss that. I will do it for the OWA. I will do it for Fightback. I will do it for my guys, and especially for himself, to prove to himself that he's able to make this trip to Germany." And my hat's off to him because he did it. So yeah.
A lot of people don't get it. Like Bobby was so selfless, man. Bobby did things, and Bobby was a real character. I'm gonna tell you, he was a real character. I'm gonna tell you why I say Bobby was a character. Bobby calls me one night. It's like 11 p.m. my time. He says, "Hey, I was the North American champion at the time." He goes, "Hey, champ, you got a passport?" I say, "Yes, sir." He says, "I need you to need to get with Jason real quick so you guys can get a flight to Germany next week." I'm like, wait, what? He's like, "Yeah, I need you to go over there next week." I'm like, "Bobby, I don't think I can do that." He's like, "Can't is not in your vocabulary." I'm like, You're right, boss. It's not my vocabulary. But Bobby was one of those guys that like when he said something, you knew he was like he was doing it for your benefit. He was doing it to help
Yeah.
you. And it was so selfless. Like Bobby did that all the time. If there was broken glass on the ground, he would lay down so you can walk over him. Like he was that guy. But don't get me wrong, Bobby was a goddamn good business person. He wasn't no pushover, but he did love everyone that he was involved with. And I'm pretty sure Lindsay has some stories that she can tell about Bobby too.
I've got a lot. I'm sorry, guys, if it's dead noise in the background here. I've locked myself in the little office, so I'm kind of out of the way, but there's still chaos going on around us. So I apologise if you pick up other things in the background. Yeah. Again, very much same as Aaron in that we didn't think that Bobby was going to make it to the UK when he came, and the saying that we have is it was on a wing and a prayer, and I think that was very much where he was at. Just getting out of hospital, I think it was just a week or 2 weeks before he came across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And had not booked a thing, literally booked the flights when he could, pretty much just before heading to the airport. Hadn't booked any hotels, literally just said on the phone, Linz, I'm on my way, I'll see you soon. I was like, yeah, okay. So it was a bit of a crazy rush, and our trip to London was interesting. We'll have some shared experiences with that because it was a little bit odd. And yeah, like driving, because we didn't have anything booked because we didn't know if he was coming or not. He was driving up and down the coast here in the UK with one of my guys trying to find a hotel that was wheelchair accessible, that had spaces. It was a super busy weekend because the Great North Run was on, so it was crazy busy here as well. So yeah, took sort of a couple hours, and then when we got down to London the next day, it was exactly the same thing again, ringing around hotels to try and get him somewhere. But he took it all in his stride, you know. There was not a single complaint. There was not a single negative word. It was all taken with a laugh, and a really hearty laugh from the stomach. But yeah, I don't think I've ever met anybody that was prepared to fight for what he believed in and what he loved as much as he did. Ever.
I can't even disagree with that. Bobby was one of those guys that was like, yo, if I can do it, so can you. And he pushed so hard for everybody to be, just like him. Like I mean, I wouldn't say just like him, because there's never going to be anyone like Bobby. And then okay. Dante's going to be back in a few minutes. He's trying to get his stuff fixed. But I feel like Bobby was one of those people that always wanted to do more. He wanted to do more for everybody. And I will always, for the rest of my life, appreciate everything that Bobby's ever done for me, because when, like I explained earlier, when I was at my lowest point, Bobby was like, yo, get your ass up. Let's go. We got work to do. And he was like that with everybody. Yeah. He wanted everybody to succeed. Bobby used to be like, hey, if I'm eating, everybody eating. Like that was him. And there aren't, like I was saying earlier, there aren't many people in this business. And I'm just gonna say it, and I know it might hurt a lot of people's feelings. But hey, that's life. There aren't many people in this business that care about other people like Bobby did.
Yeah,
Bobby cared more about other people than he let on. I'll just say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was always so good at connecting people as well. Yeah. So like obviously the just networking and communicating, it was one of the strongest sides to him. And I am forever grateful to through him to have met the likes of you, BJ, and Erin, and Joey, and Jason, and Jessica, and for me, probably one of the biggest inspirational women that I've met in the business in a long time, which is Denise. Like, that woman has the strength of probably every guy I've ever met. And she holds her own. She takes care of business. She took care of Bobby without question. Like, she is one incredible human. So yeah, Bobby was incredible at just finding the right people in the right places at the right time.
I do believe that. I believe that, like, he was like a positive magnet. You know, he was a magnet of positivity. He pulled people from one place to another. People who wouldn't have never met, he brought them together. And that right there is the mark of a true leader. You know, someone that can be like, hey, I got this guy over here who will be great for you over here. Or, hey, let's do this over here. And he knew everybody. Like, literally. Like, there are people that I know, though, they're like, yeah, I know Bobby. Damn, you know Bobby too? Like, how? How do you know Bobby? You know, it's you know, I have a thing that I tell people in this industry. Real wrestlers know real wrestlers. And there's wrestlers, then there's workers, right? Workers will work you. They'll work you as a promoter. They don't care about. They'll show up an hour before their match. They won't help set up. They won't help tear down. They won't promote their own matches. They just show up. They don't even want to sell their own merch. They show up. They get the payday. They leave. A wrestler is someone that gets there. The show starts at 5 p.m. They're there at 12 p.m. today. They're setting the ring up. They're tearing the ring down. They're cleaning up. They're asking, what can they do to help your day better? Those are wrestlers. And those are people that will go to you, Aaron. They'll go to you, Lindsay. They'll come to me. They'll go to Jason. They'll go to Dante to ask, hey, is there anything I can do? How can I help you? And Bobby taught me this phrase, how can I help you to help me to help you?
Yeah.
You know, and I love him for that. I will love him forever in a day. Let's see here. I had the pleasure of being part of the Dallas crew for a few years as a worker and trainer. Mo put me in a position to teach others wonderful support, both workers and the kids. I love Bobby so much for everything he's done for me, for not just me, but for everyone he's come across. Akuma, 1,000%. 1,000%. Bobby did that. He would lose money helping you make money. Roosevelt.
I think I have no idea, but like I said,
My guy.
Hey, man.
You're muted, my friend.
Hey guys, give me 1 second real quick. How y'all doing?
You're doing pretty well, man.
Good.
I'm glad
Good,
you're
good. Yeah, give me 1 second.
So, Lindsay, what do you guys have anything planned? And we have a memorial for Bobby?
Yeah, so I spoke to Aaron earlier in the week, and we are gonna, at least me, gonna try and get over to either NC and then down to Dallas, or to Dallas to come across to you guys to celebrate with him as well. But our 8th of November show is going to be very very heavy on celebrating what we are because of what Bobby's given us. And again, like, we were so incredibly lucky to have the guys from Fight Back over on our previous show, and that type of thing, being able to celebrate that connection that he has brought. Like, every month this year we've managed to bring imports in. This month we're not bringing anybody in, so it's our chance to, like, really ram home how incredible it is that we have had that opportunity and been able to do it because of Bobby. So that's our plans for this month.
I have a show next Sunday, and I've been doing this thing because me and Bobby have been talking about doing building up to a unification match between Roosevelt and myself. Seeing as how he's the North American champion and I'm the United States champion, and I was teasing Bobby because I've been trying to retire for like the last year. And every time I talk to him about retirement, Bobby's like, no, I got something for you. I got something for you. This is what we're going to do, right? He roped me into being the North American champion for damn near 4 years. And I was like, oh, man, come on, Bobby. I got to do something. He's like, I got something for you. Bobby tells me, I'm going to make you the United States champion. I want you to build this title up real big like you did the North American belt, right? And I'm like, okay. He goes, yeah, then I'm going to have you work a program with Roosevelt. I was like, really? Oh, hell yeah, let's go, right? So he tells me this. So I start doing this thing called the United States Championship Open Challenge. So I renamed the thing, renamed it now to the Man on a Mission United States Open Challenge. So every match I do is going to be in dedication to Bobby. I'm going to go ahead and put it out here on the stream. My December show, I'm having some gear made like Bobby used to wear back in the WWE.
Oh, incredible.
That's cool.
I ain't worn tights in a long time, but I guess I'm going to put my fat ass in some. I see Jessica over there smiling because she knows what I'm talking about.
Spanx. Get the Spanx in as well. So Spanx and then put the tights on top. You'll be good. It'll be fine.
100%. I told my wife, I was like, I think I'm going to dye my hair blonde. How about that? She was like,
Don't do that.
She's like, yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Don't do that.
Oh, man. So Jessica, now that I got you on here, where I can actually hear
Now that I'm not in the sticks of a rodeo and everyone doesn't sound like chipmunks. Hi, Tony. How are you? Actually, I'm going to stop asking people how they are because we're not good. We're going to get there, but we're not good.
You know, I haven't really discussed with anyone else on here. I think Jason's the only one that actually knows. So I work for a large sports organization in the United States. So it's global. I'm at work, and I just I don't know what it was. Something Bobby would say to me. I heard it somewhere else, and I just bust out in tears. Right, I just bawl in front of people. And one of my teammates was like, "Bro, you good?" I'm like, "No, I'm not good at all." So I'm gonna take a walk, and we have this beautiful lake on our campus. So I usually walk around that lake. And a friend of mine who we used to work with, she works in a different department now. She just walked up behind me and she was like, "Hey, are you good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And we start talking. We talked for a good 30 minutes. She was like, "Hey, do you want to go to lunch?" I'm like, "No, I got to get back to my guys. But I promise you, we'll have lunch one day." She's like, "You better message me." And I'm like, "I promise you I will." I watched her walk into a building. And then I thought about it for a second. And as I started walking towards the building, it dawned on me, I hadn't seen her in so long. I opened the door and she had fallen on the floor. I ran over and a bunch of people surrounded us. We're in a cafeteria. And she had a seizure. And she died right in front of me. So to say I had a pretty fucked up week is to say I had a pretty fucked up week. And I've talked to Jason about it, and I've been going to grief counseling the last couple of days because it's heavy, you know. And it dawned on me that she was doing what Bobby would have done for me. Because when my mom passed away, Bobby was like, he called me. I think I was saying earlier, Bobby wasn't one of those people to be on the phone for hours talking to people. But he literally was on the phone with me for hours talking to me explained to me about how he felt when his mom passed away and how you know I had to put things in perspective. Like, hey, you know, you woke up this morning. A lot of people didn't wake up.
So not to interrupt, but to interrupt. I know Chris Van Vliet has a podcast that he does, and he always tells people to end it out. What are 3 good things?
Mm-hmm.
And what's wild to me is I have done that for a long time. Anytime you find yourself in a funk, okay, well, what are 3 good things? And I did that with Mo too. And he used to tell me, he's like, "You're saving my life." Because it's so easy for all of us to get caught up in whatever terrible is there. Like, you don't even have to find trash. It's going to find you.
Mm-hmm.
The terrible is going to find you, and people are going to tell you about it. There's statistics that if you have a bad experience, 10 people are going to share it. If you have a good experience, maybe 3. So my thing has always been, if you find yourself in a rut, in a funk, if you just, it's a bad situation and you don't know why, what are 3 good things? And the way I look at that is, if you can find 3 good things, that means there's at least something else. You found 3, keep looking for more. Because now you're training yourself to focus on the good things, to share the good things. We can always fall in a ditch, but not everybody gets out of it.
Yeah.
So I think to continue that, we all probably should share something good.
And
You
I
know,
think Bobby will want us to not be sad.
yeah.
You know, me and
I
Jason
think,
talked about this a lot. Bobby wanted people to remember him, and I remember all the positive things about Bobby. Some of the
of
things that he would
course,
say to you, oh my God, some of the things that he would say to you would be the most random things. But when you sit back and think about
right?
it, wow, he really said that to me. Like
Yeah.
that's like, damn, that makes me feel good, you know?
I mean, it's because of him that we are at this rodeo show very randomly, um, because AJ wasn't booked on it until Monday or Tuesday. But he had reached out like last Thursday or Friday because we found out we knew folks. And then it was like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know, that's what he was telling us. And he's like, no, Mo would have told you, go get the booking, go do
Yes.
it. But I also knew he needed his emotional support person with him. So I'm there sort of. I mean, I'm in a Starbucks parking lot right now because I figured they're going to have service. Um, but we're in a very small town in very southern Texas, and it's wrestling. We may cry tonight. We may save our tears for later. I don't know. But what I do know is the kid went from going to have a squash match to doing rolls, and now it's not a squash anymore from rolls. So when Mo would tell people, get your rolls right, get your feet right, you know what I'm saying?
The man knew what he was talking about.
Like, the standards are real, and I'm grateful for them. So there's one of my things. I'm grateful for the good foundation that was laid so that even a roll can be impressive. I don't know. I'm gonna pass the mic.
All right. Well, for me, I'm grateful for him having faith in me when I didn't have faith in myself. Because
Yes.
that man pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And even when I was like, I don't think I can do that, he's like, man, the word can is not in your vocabulary. And he will say that to me all the time. He said it to me so much, I say it to my kids. Oh man, the word can't ain't in your vocabulary. What do you mean? Just it's not in your vocabulary. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I said, I'm grateful. You know, and I'll tell you another thing I'm grateful for. He gave me all of you guys.
Hello, hey family.
I legit got family all over the globe now. You know what I'm saying?
My
Like,
misfit cousins in wrestling. I love you
right,
guys. I
right,
love you guys so much.
right. You have no idea how much I talk about. Man, I called Jessica on her birthday one day, and she was out in the
Man,
mall wearing some goddamn heels.
no, boy, I was wearing a sash and a crown
Bro,
and 5.5-inch heels.
I
Am
love
I
you so much,
ridiculous?
Jess.
Yes,
You have no
I
idea.
did. You know what though? There was a little girl in that mall that day. She's like, happy birthday. It's my birthday. We had a birthday moment, and she would not
Mm-hmm.
have had that like little princess birthday moment if the 42-year-old hadn't been ridiculous out in the mall.
Having a moment. Exactly.
Moments. They're
Mm-hmm.
magical.
Lindsay, what about you?
We actually had a cocktail night at our house last night, with some of our guys, and we're obviously having a chat about what the last month had been, and obviously the sort of we had a show, but we were over in Dallas, and we went to Dallas, saw Bobby saw Denise, did the show, went to Disney afterwards, and just experiences like that, where it was very much a out of the ordinary, not something that was really planned, was only booked a month beforehand. Like sharing those times and those experiences with my guys who are early 20s, that's core memories that they're going to have, that they can take through their wrestling career, through their lives, and that has come because of Bobby. So that for me, again, going through the photos for Brian's birthday this morning, and just seeing seeing so many total random photos of adventures that we've had and places that we've been and people that we've met, and knowing that it all stemmed from one chance message to yeah, that type of thing for me is what sits in my heart and carries me forward when it starts getting bad. And I'm so sorry about what you've been through this week. It's horrendous losing someone you care about anyway, but losing someone you care about and then seeing someone else that you care about to pass away. I'm so sorry. Like, nobody should have to go through that in such a short time frame anyway. But I think sometimes it's when we're in the darkest ebbs of where the grief is that we do see, like Jessica says, is the light that shines from those three things that get us through. And that's where we start the healing process, is having those moments that we can talk about and share, and it brings the happiness into the heart where the sadness is currently taken over. So yeah, that's me.
All right, what about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are already said. I mean, for me, let's say the whole business, to be part of this business and to know guys like you or have this network now is, I mean, it's the core of it. It was Sir Mo. I mean, he brought us all together, one way or the other. And like you guys said, I mean, it's now 7 years ago. I lost my dad. 2 years later, my father-in-law. 2 years later, my mom. And after my mom passed away, my fiance had a stroke. So it was all really close to each other. All these events were pretty close to each other. But like you say, you have always to see the light, find the positive things, because you're already down. I mean, you're already down. So get your ass up and find something new and find the light, like you said. And I see that in Bobby, because like I said earlier, still I take my hat off that he was able to go into an international flight, come to Germany in his shape, to be on a 2 days event, be there for the fans, be there for all the wrestlers and everything. Again, I really took my hat off for that action. So yeah, I will always remember that when I hear the name Sir Mo Bobby Horne.
Just on the back of that, Aaron, just again, something that I haven't sort of mentioned, and I'm sure he's had this conversation with others as well. He has said from the time he met you guys that you were his people, and that experience he had when he was in Germany was one of the best weekends that he's had, where he's done back-to-back shows. So yeah, like, he absolutely thought the world of you and your guys, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I
Can
really
confirm
appreciate that.
that.
Now, you, Roosevelt, I left you for last because I know you have a real deep connection. So you tell me, what is something that Mo said to you that will make you what are one of your three things about Mo?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I usually don't get bothered by death because I have an understanding that we belong to God, not each other. We just create the moments and the memories. But this one bothered me because since I'm in 2010, I still here in North Carolina, always call me. And I used to laugh about it. I was like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, I do like Black Jesus. But when I started working shows out there in Texas for SOAR, he would tell me, man, I will book you just to be here around me because I feel better when you're around me.
Yeah.
And to have that to have someone look at you like that,
Oh, it looks like we lost him.
Yeah.
No.
So Matthew Carter is the Matthew Carter says, my name is Matthew Carter. That man raised me from a baby to the man he's mad. He's mad and what made them love him. Okay, so I guess you're saying he raised you to the man you are today. You said you appreciate everything that's being said about your dad. Let me tell you, Matthew, your dad, dude, he gave so much for everybody. And when I say he gave so much for everybody, like he gave so much for everybody, and you should be proud of the man that he was and the man he still is, because even though his physical body isn't here anymore, he is living through every last one of the people on this podcast. He made people hate, he made people love him at the same time. You know, you're right. Bobby did upset a lot of people, but he made people love him. Like, no one can stay mad at Bobby for more than 5 minutes. Like, that's legit. And Bobby wouldn't stay mad at you. Like, there were guys that I was pissed off at. Bobby was like, "Man, let that go. Let that go." He'd be like, "Are they making you money?" No, then don't bother with it. He would say to me, "Are they making you money?" No, then don't bother with it. You're right. He never missed words. If he had something to say, he said it. So, Roosevelt, are you in a better situation where we can hear you now?
Guys, I'm going to have to apologize. I need to drop off because I need to shoot. I love you all.
I love you too.
And I will catch you later.
Love you too, Leslie.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for
Bye.
being here.
I have to leave you too. I'm not at home as well. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for inviting me. In behalf of Fight Back Wrestling and my co-promoter Joey as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it and hope I see you guys soon. Thank you very much, guys.
Hey man, thank you for being here, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
So I love it, Carter. If you
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the last thing you guys heard, or if you heard anything.
No, you were going in and out, my friend. So you'll understand that it was.
I was saying that he loves saying to make him. Yeah, I was saying that you know, this is different for me. I usually don't get bothered by death, but because I know that we don't belong to each other, we belong to God. But this one bothered me because ever since I met Mo, he would always call me Black Jesus.
I know.
He would always say, "Yo, you're Black Jesus," and when I started working some of the SOAR shows, and I would be around, I'm like, "Yo, hey, how you feeling?" He was like, "Man, listen, I love that you out here." And I said, "Yo, me too. Like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun. I love."
I almost lost him again. Dang. Oh man, I want to hear that.
I don't know if you can hear me. I literally can only hear you right now.
Oh, that's crazy. I can hear you and I can hear him too. So,
oh, good. I figured something good was happening.
Yeah. He was basically talking about how much, in a way, just in a roundabout way, how much he loved Mo.
Of course. He was the dude. He is the dude. Like, regardless if we make new moments or not, he's the glue that brought us all together.
Yes.
And we will all share the impressions and the imprints that he made on us. who else in the world would be like, yeah, girl, go out there in some fishnets and some booty shorts and be a ref?
Oh my God, yes.
And then approve of me calling it fantastic.
I mean, I don't know what I can say
It's
about
wrestling, bro. It's wrestling. Like,
you. I think he
everything
just
is
truly loved
good.
you so much, like, and I'm glad.
I don't think
I'm
he would have
glad that
let
he
me
did.
do anything.
Yeah.
He really would have let me do anything. And I don't know why people don't tell me no. Maybe it's because I don't listen, but you should have told me no every now and then.
No,
No, he truly believes in everybody more than they could believe in themselves.
Carter, I sent you a whisper on Twitch. Go on there. You can click that link and you can join us live. I spoke to Denise this morning, and she asked me if she can use the "I am a Bobby Horne guy" background.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I didn't make that for me. I made that for you.
Right.
I made that for everyone. That's something Bobby
Right.
said to me, and that's something that when he said that to me, it ingrained in me, and like I will never forget the fact that he loved me the way he did, and
Of course.
he showed so many people that same type of love, and it's like if you didn't like understand, I sense it again, Carter. If you didn't understand the type of person he was, then obviously you weren't like normal,
Yeah. But,
because
honestly, I don't know about anybody else. And I realize when I say I grew up in the hood, most folks look at me and they're like, no, you didn't. And that's fine. You don't have to believe me because, folks know more about me than I do. But he said I love you an uncomfortable amount of times. Like, growing up, if you weren't physically family, most folks didn't say I love you because, that's not hard. He said I love you because he meant it and he wanted it to be the normal. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that.
shout out to Akuma. Hey, thank you very much for following us, man. Family is family, bro, and I got you on the show right here. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it, man. Tell us how you feel, man. Tell us how you feel.
Before you do that, and I hate to dip out on you, I have to get back to the rodeo show, just because it's about to start and they won't let me back in if I don't make it before they close the gate. BJ, thank you for hosting this space. Thank you for facing the uncomfortable moments, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for all of the family that you brought together with our misfit wrestling cousins. Thank you so much.
I tell Jason and I tell you, I love you guys. Like you guys are my
you.
family. And 100%, if you ever need me, I'm just a phone call away. And a plane ride,
Absolutely.
depending on what we got to do. And if some shit go down, I'm just going to ask you one question. Whose car are we taking?
So I'm in true hood fashion. We don't premeditate.
Facts.
But call me. Call me.
All right, you go give AJ.
I love you, man. I love you, dude. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is a true conversation about a man that we all loved and admired. I'm gonna go over Bobby's history in the business, and then I'm gonna give him a nice farewell. Bobby Horne was born Robert Lawrence Horne, April 13, 1967. He's best known for his time in the World Wrestling Federation from 1993 to 1996 under the name of Mo, later rebranded Sir Mo. He held the WWE World Tag Team Championships with Mabel, Nelson Frazier, and they were known as Men on a Mission. Bobby made his debut in 1991, soon found himself teaming with Nelson Frazier. The two were known, the two toured the Carolina-based Pro Wrestling Federation. They were known as the Harlem Knights. Bobby was Bobby Knight, and Nelson was Nelson Frazier. They were managed by, he was Nelson Knight. They were managed by George South. They won the PWF Tag Team Championships, held them for over a year. April of 1992, Bobby worked in not one but two WWE matches, both wrestling superstars. If you're a wrestler and you're a big-time wrestling fan, you know that was like a Saturday morning show. 1993, the Harlem Knights were moved to the United States Wrestling Association, which is based in Memphis, Tennessee, a company ran by Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, and Jerry the King Lawler. Bobby soon moved to the WWE. 1993 to 1996, him and Mabel teamed up as Men on a Mission, along with Oscar. They won the WWF Tag Team belts. One of my favorite moments that I got to actually live out with Mo on my podcast here was Mo dressing up as one of the Doinks, as they were Doinks on a mission. They teamed with the Bushwhackers and Doink in a Survivor Series style match. Mo competed in the 30-man Royal Rumble, where he was eliminated by Fatu. They won the tag team championships on the UK tour from the Quebecers. They lost the belts back 2 days later. During that time, Mo has wrestled many people. He's wrestled Razor Ramon, Savio Vega, good friend of his, Owen Hart, a mentor of mine, Yokozuna, The Undertaker, the British Bulldog, Savio Vega, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. You know, all of these names, all these people, they know Mo. Davey Boy Smith Jr., just a lot of things. Mo got sick in 2018. He had a kidney transplant, and I remember January of 2022, he had to get a liver transplant. Mo was hospitalized in ICU, and we brought together the OIWA. We built this company around the principles that Mo set forth. I will live those principles for the rest of my life because Mo made me a Bobby Horne guy. And I say that in a sense that Mo showed me so much love and respect and taught me that this business was built on love and respect. And I will continue that legacy for him. October 19th, 2025, at the age of 58, everyone in the OIWA lost an icon. We all lost Bobby Horne. I want to say to the family and to everyone that was on this podcast, all our friends and everyone that knows Bobby, we're all family tied together now. And I love you all. With that, I'm going to say at the bottom of the screen, spot.fund, /, if you want to donate to help us send Bobby home to his mom in North Carolina, please do so. The goal is $15,000. Right now we're at $11,330. Chris Jericho, Matt Cardona, hundreds of people have donated to this. I urge you to send $5, $3, $1, whatever you can send. Help us send Bobby home. With that being said, I love you all. Have a good day.